Janet Jackson. I have been a fan of yours, and other people have been your core fan base, people who look exactly like me. And you go and sit down and do an interview where you actually say something against Kamala Harris. You actually said that you heard that she isn't black.
She don't fuck with her because she loyal to her brother, loyal to the soil. At the end of the day, we can say Michael was a white man or he changed his skin, bleached his skin. We can laugh at the Jacksons' noses. We can laugh and say that they, disowned the black side and they all procreated with somebody outside of, they blackness. But at the end of the day, that's still her brother.
Hello, everyone. This is Kenny Dix for Viral. Let's get to it. On Viral, we talk about Kamala Harris, the vice president and presidential candidate, may have been questioned about blackness by her opponent, Donald Trump, who's the Republican nominee, but she's getting questioned even more by a superstar singer known as Janet Jackson. We'll get to that in a minute. Well, Janet Jackson did an interview with The Guardian. Janet Jackson laid it out and trying to see on what she thinks, but let's hear the reports on what's going on with Janet Jackson and Kamala Harris surrounding the controversy of Kamala's identity.
Janet Jackson's escapade, and no, not the song. When the singer was asked about the prospect of America electing a black woman president, she said of Harris, quote, "Well, you know what they supposedly said? She's not black. That's what I heard, that she's Indian. Her father's white. That's what I was told. I was told that they discovered her father was white." Yeah, that's not true. But those words do echo Trump saying that Harris magically turned black. And yet it gets worse. When Jackson was later pressed whether she thinks America is prepared to see Harris in office, she said, "I think either way it goes is going to be mayhem." Either way. Jackson's comments generated outrage online until a credited producer on her upcoming documentary walked it back. Before that person was seemingly fired, leaving it unclear whether Miss Jackson still believes that Kamala Harris isn't black and really is willing to tell her billions of fans that there's no difference between Harris and Trump. It's a weird sequence of events, but Jackson is not alone. There's a host of celebrities who have made bizarre comments in actual support of Trump, who has long depended on endorsements from celebrities and Manoverse influencers, mostly because reputable experts and political figures have largely abandoned him. Still, the reality is that all campaigns want celebrity endorsements. Analysis from Harvard University's Ash Center shows it works. And it's, quote, incredibly powerful when centered around calls to action like registering voters or poll worker signups. And it is worth noting, for those counting, when it comes to celebrities, VP Harris has a massive list. And it's really A-list, up to and including Oprah, who might be the biggest endorsement get of all. Trump, on the other hand, has a C-list, although he does have the parents of some A-listers to keep Hulk Hogan and Kid Rock company.
Well, when you think about it, it don't really matter. Kamala Harris has a black father, so she is black, and a Jamaican mom, an Indian mom. So, a Jamaican dad who's black and an Indian mother. So, really, it don't matter. She's biracial. She's mixed. Janet Jackson is black, but Janet Jackson wanted to fuel those speculations and stuff, and even said a lot. I think Janet Jackson, no offense, should do her homework before you even went there. And I think her brother Randy is her manager, so she's going to listen to her brother. And we're hearing reports that Janet Jackson is a known conspiracy theorist, or a secret conspiracy theorist, that her brother Randy is a little bit out of the blue. So there's a lot going on. Hopefully, this will be misinformation, and Janet could learn for herself to do her own research rather than relying on her brother. And they saying she really is relying on her brother on information. Well, let's hear what you people had to say about Janet Jackson questioning Kamala Harris' blackness. Take a look.
Who her biological father is. Can you tell us who they biological father is? Now that's the real mystery. We don't see a Negro nose in Jackson 5 nostrils nowhere. Now we get it. We understand why Michael had these kids running around with the drapes on their head. Because Michael knew not to piss on us and tell us it's raining. He knew we knew these kids white. You over here questioning her lineage when you got these three sitting over here. Demeter Joe, you know better. Not to mention, you got a biracial baby yourself. It is so hard for me to believe that the sister of the man who wrote Black or White is over here questioning somebody's blackness. Demeter Joe Jackson. It's about time you control your mouth. And for those of you saying she had something to do with Michael Jackson's court case, she was DA in San Francisco. His court case was in Santa Barbara. She was a correspondent on a news outlet. They brought her in as an expert correspondent just to ask her about evidence in the case. So stop it with the theories. She said it because she said it. And there's no excuse for why she said it. Now, Jan.
Dare you? How dare you, Janet Jackson? I have been a fan of yours, and other people have been your core fan base, people who look exactly like me. And you go and sit down and do an interview where you actually say something against Kamala Harris. You actually said that you heard that she isn't black. Are you serious? You know what? Janet Jackson, you are not penny anymore. Girl, you are almost 60 years old. And how dare you say such a thing when there is so much information out there to the contrary? I know that this only means one thing. This means that you are for the other team. Janet Jackson, you are a Trumpster. You have been identified. You are no longer invited to the picnic. Girl, we are done with you. I will never spend another dime on a concert for you ever again in life. I will never download any more of your music. Yes, you are one of them. I'm done. Consider us divorced because it's over. I have been with you forever, but this one thing you have went too far because you know better. You have went against the base, your people, your base, the people who made you what you are today. Not only you, your entire family. How dare you? This is a shame.
For not fucking with Kamala. She really not wrong.
And cases
Is this
like
your
this
girl?
can depend on the testimony
Is this your girl
of the
fucking
child
with her brother?
accuser.
In general, the child will be able to recall and recollect with some detail the incident, and that is persuasive to a jury, even if it is the only testimony that is available.
Jackson gave a wave when he was released after booking. He's scheduled for arraignment in January.
Michael's been a long-time resident of Trump Tower, and last night the Donald strongly reiterated his defense of Jackson with Larry King by going after
so it's
the
all starting to
accuser's
make
mother.
sense.
She's had plenty of experience at going after people. And she goes after them viciously and violently. And I saw a story and I read another story about some of the things she's done. And I don't believe it.
But you know what it's like when an indictment comes down.
It's tough.
It's presumption.
It's tough. It's tough to win. But I have a feeling he's going to win, Larry. The interesting thing is I've known Michael from many different standpoints, and Michael would spend a lot of time with my kids. I have beautiful kids, and at the time, like at Mar-a-Lago, and even in Trump Tower, the kids were very young. Michael would come, play with the kids. He just loved children. He was not a child molester.
So the fact that she don't really fuck with her makes sense now. It makes sense. She don't fuck with her because she loyal to her brother, loyal to the soil. At the end of the day, we could say Michael was a white man or he changed his skin, bleached his skin. We can laugh at the Jacksons' noses. We can laugh and say that they, disowned the black side and they all procreated with somebody outside of, they blackness. But at the end of the day, that's still her brother. She don't fuck with your girl. That's just what it is. And truthfully, I can't even say I blame her. Because I would do the same thing. Like, at the end of the day, my brother gone. But, bitch, I don't fuck with you. It's simple. Vote for whoever it is you want to vote for. You can vote for your boy Trump. Or you can vote for your girl Kamala. But at the end of the day, now I understand why Janet felt how she felt. And she threw a whole tree at that bitch at the end of the day. As she should, because regardless of what y'all want to say, that was still her brother, and they still did him dirty as hell before he left this earth, and they still didn't find no proof that he had ever touched any child. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Y'all good, and Janet good, because I would have said more than that. I would have cursed that. Let me stop.
Man, a lot of you are kind of mixed. I saw that one woman who was kind of like saying that this is loyalty to her brother Michael, when Kamala Harris was a correspondent and a pundit for Michael's case back in the day when Michael's was being arraigned and charged with a lot about child child molestation. So Michael Jackson, he's no longer with us. So I guess Janet had to feel the need to call that out. So there's a lot going on with that. So hopefully, maybe Kamala Harris may have to barely apologize on that, but then on Michael, we didn't find nothing guilty on him at that time, and who knows. But I get what a lot of folks also arguing about Kamala's side, like, hey, has a black father, so that tells you everything you need to know. So hey, that tells you it. Thank you for watching Vows. We talk about Kamala Harris and Janet Jackson surrounding Janet Jackson questioning Kamala's heritage. I've been your host, Kendra Dixon. So long. We'll see you next time for another edition of Vows.